We are here to set the bar for you, make ours a double trouble for you. Nobody's safe when Nick Hamilton is on the loose. Nick, thanks for being here. And he's already proven he could outlast the competition, screenwriter, comedian, the winner of our first season of The Choice, Mike Critelli. All right, Nick, you are first World Series or bust for the Dodgers this season?
It's absolutely World Series or bust. I mean, they've been a bridesmaid. It's time for them to be a bride and jump the broom finally and get the chip. I've been saying this for years. You have got too much talent. This is probably the best team they've had in the last 3 years combined based upon what they've displayed. And listen, what Pedro Baez has been doing, what Doc has been doing as far as moving Pedro Baez in and out of the rotation, a lot of teams are taking suit. The Dodgers are one of the best teams in baseball next to the Yankees and the Astros.
The Dodgers don't do World Series or bust. They do World Series and bust. World Series bust. World Series bust. Back to the World Series again. And you know what? They've never set it up where, if they don't make it this season, they're going right off a cliff. They're as deep and talented as they've ever been. They could go back again next year if they want to, but let's win one. Let's win one at least.
We've seen them fail twice. What would keep them from winning it all this time?
Well, we've been saying it's their Achilles heel. It's their rotation. It's their closers. It's the back end of the rotation. If they don't address that need, which I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know if they don't have a serious priority. I don't know. What is it?
This is the bullpen you're talking about.
They're talking about the bullpen.
Right.
I mean, I'm saying they're hanging on like a hubcap in the fast lane. They don't know what they're doing. And that's the most agonizing part of this team because they're so immensely talented. You see what they can do from the starters to the hitting and even in the middle relief, but it's always the back end of the rotation, meaning the relievers. I don't know what's going on. That, to me, is going to be the only part that keeps them from winning a chip.
Mike, nothing happening at the trading deadline, so is this going to be, again, their Achilles heel?
Well, we keep talking about the relievers as if it is an issue, and it is. It's their weakest link. They're like league average there. They're first and second in the league, every single other metric. So at some point, you don't really have an Achilles heel. You're just a team that does what you do best and doesn't do other things as well. But they're tops in everything else. Like, they have no reason not to make it.
You know, we hate to rehash the past, but in 2017, they had the best record in baseball, lost to the Astros. You think that could happen again this year? If you've been watching the Astros, this is a mean team.
Well, no, it is. When you look at what they did with Zach Greinke, adding Zach Greinke, but also, too, let's not forget the New York Yankees have found a way to win. Even through injury, through their pitching rotation, they have found a way to get it done. Dodgers need to take note. Doesn't matter who's injured. Doesn't matter who they get. You got to bring it home. We want to parade down Figueroa.
So do they beat the Astros if they face again in the World Series?
I'm sober. No? Absolutely not.
Whoa.
Absolutely they do. It's a different team than it was in 2017. And by the way, the 2017 Astros didn't have a bullpen, didn't have a relievers. Look how that turned out.
All right, so hey,
that's what they said.
Right around World Series time, basketball tips off, and you might as well call the league Randy Newman because they love L.A. Lakers and Clippers all over the national broadcast schedule, and it makes perfect sense. LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, the Lakers and Clippers will face off on opening night, and they'll spend the holidays together when they try to rip each other apart on Christmas Day. They're two of the best bets to win the championship, but we've never seen these two teams so good at the same time. We haven't even seen them hit the court yet, so is there really a rivalry there? That's what we want to know. Lakers and Clippers, what's it going to take for these two teams to really generate a rivalry?
Well, first of all, 16-0. The Krispy Kreme award goes to the Clippers. Still, the donut, nothing. But here's the thing. It is a rivalry amongst the fans. You have Clipper fans that finally get the pride enough to say, hey, we are proud of our team. Steve Ballmer's done an excellent job bringing this team to a respect level. And you have Kawhi Leonard, you have Paul George. And then you look at the Lakers, and they're historic, and they're finally getting out of their rut as far as having a guy like Anthony Davis, LeBron James, Kyle Kuzma, and those guys. So I think it's going to be more competitive. I think we're finally going to get a balance I won't say rivalry, but a balanced, competitive nature when it comes to both of these teams. But look, we don't even know if Paul George is going to even be around for the very first game of the season.
Yeah, when we talk to players, they always say, you guys are making up these rivalries. When are these two teams, Lakers and Clippers, really going to start having a disdain for each other?
I mean, you mentioned the donut. The Clippers got to win one. They got to win one conference championship at least. They've got to be somewhere in the conversation there, and that starts as soon as possible. Their claim to fame can't be being better than the Lakers during the Lakers' worst period in their entire franchise
history. Lately,
history.
The Clippers have had the upper hand. What do you expect to see on opening night?
I expect it to be gritty, to be chippy. I expect to see Clipper Darrell out there. I expect to see Snoop Dogg, Ice Cube, The Game, whoever's on the Lakers side repping for the Lakers. I expect to see Billy Crystal out there. I expect to see guys go at it, especially with Pat Beverly, and you got Kawhi Leonard, you got LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Kyle Kuzma. I mean, it's going to be chippy. It's going to be fun. I think it's going to be overly hyped. I think if you're a street vendor, you're going to come up that night.
Mike, are you salivating over this one?
You know, I mean, we've seen LeBron James to Anthony Davis alley-oops on NBA 2K20. I'd like to see some video game in real life. I don't think they're going to get there right away. I think the Clippers will have the upper hand early, and then the Lakers are going to gel throughout the season.
All right, so both favorites to possibly make it to the NBA Finals. When they meet in the playoffs, what round will that be?
Western Conference Finals. I think if everybody stays healthy with this whole load management situation, I think they can absolutely, with the lineup that they have, I think they can make it to the Western Conference Finals. And then LA wins across the board.
Absolutely.
What Nick said, that's the most fun place for them to meet. Let's do it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, there are a lot of stars at Staples. Are any as big as this one? Kobe Bryant is one of the best basketball players of our generation, but some people have short memories. That is coming up. When it comes to sports mascot, that guy there is one of the best, the Philly Fanatic. Nobody knows exactly what he is, but he has the distinction of being loved and feared at the same time. The Fanatic has been in Philadelphia for 41 years. That's a long time for anyone to be in one place. But he might be on the move. A group that designed some of the Muppets characters back in the 70s claims they created the Fanatic. They're saying the Phillies better pay up or they'll take their wacky green creation onto the free agent market. The Phillies are suing to keep their fuzzy friend in Philadelphia. So what if he became a free agent? Maybe he could end up in LA. Maybe Steve Ballmer could pair him up with Chuck DeCondor. They've got 2 new stars on the court, so why not 2 stars on the sideline? The Rams already have a Rampage. Maybe the Chargers could go green and bring in their own mascot. Hey, Bailey, need a sidekick on the eyes? How about the King Fanatic, huh? Probably not a good idea. I don't know what the free agency market looks like for a big, fat, fuzzy green mascot, but if I ever see that thing on my phone, I'm swiping left as fast as I can. Let's get serious now and salute our local legend. That little guy was destined to be a star, became a bona fide ace at Mission Viejo, had an ERA of .97 as a senior, pitched a 2-hit complete game to lead the Diablos to the 2015 CIF Championship. That is Patrick Sandoval, made his major league debut for the Angels last Monday. They had high hopes for the prospect, and he delivered 8 strikeouts over 5 innings of work. His debut was in Cincinnati, but it's only a matter of time before he's pitching at Angel Stadium, just minutes away from where he grew up. From the Mission Viejo Diablos to the LA Angels, a match made in heaven. Patrick Sandoval is this week's local legend.
Got a friend or former classmate that made it to the pros? Tell us about that star athlete and send your photos to Going Rogan at NBCUni.com. They just might be our next local legend.
Where in the world is Magic Johnson?
Blah, blah, blah. They've had their say. Now what's yours? Share your thoughts with Fred, NBC LA on Twitter or Facebook, or email Going Rogan at NBCUni.com. Hope you're warmed up, because it's your time to get in the game.
Hey, this is your favorite segment, Nick.
Yeah, okay.
Not.
Right.
Time to guess who's today's mystery man. We're going to give you some clues, show you some pictures. You know how it works. Then all you have to do is guess which SoCal sports figure we are talking about. Ready for the first clue?
Let's go.
All right, let's do it. I've played in 1 All-Star game. Not much of a clue, right?
Paul George?
Nope.
Doesn't sound right.
Okay.
All right, let's do, how about a picture? This should help you look. That's perfect.
That's even better.
No? You don't like that? Any guesses? All right, here's clue number 2. I graduated from an Ivy League school. This guy's smart. He's a thinker.
Rich Hill.
Ooh, all right. I like that. Bishop is good. Nick, nothing?
Nothing.
All
Zilch.
right. There's a little bit more of that picture. Bigger reveal. That doesn't give it away? Not yet?
Not at all.
Okay, let me give you another clue. I've won 3 gold gloves. Smart and can use his hands. Nick, we
he's
need
gotta
to
be
get
from
one.
LA.
One of these days, you're
I
gonna
know.
get this.
I'm 0-3, man. About to be 0-4.
All right. How about that? Ooh, it's getting a little. I think if you squint a little bit, that kind of helps sometimes. No, have you tried that when you get that effect?
Yeah,
up?
man.
Just makes it
darker.
help it
Yeah,
out.
it does. It
All
really
right.
does.
Here goes another clue. Russell Martin is one of my former teammates.
Ooh. Okay, so he's a Dodger.
Former teammate. All right, shall we see the picture again? This could help. Ooh, look at that. He's got, is that facial hair we see there?
Is it Mike Piazza?
Ooh, you're getting close.
Okay.
No?
Chris Taylor.
No, not Chris Taylor.
No.
All right, this is a good clue. I managed Israel's national team in the World Baseball Classic.
Oh.
Did you even know they played in the Classic? Some people didn't even know that. All right, here's the big reveal. Picture again. You guys ready? Come on, somebody tell me. What?
Oh.
Are you kidding me? You all have
Really?
beards. It's Brad Osmus.
Wow, Angels manager.
Okay, went to one All-Star game with the Astros, graduated from Dartmouth. Three-time Gold Glove catcher, shared backstop duties with Russell Martin during his 2 years with the Dodgers. And his mom is Jewish, giving him the right to manage Israel's national team in the World Baseball Classic.
Well,
I'm not even with the picture. I guess you don't go to Angel Stadium that much.
Yes, I do. But hey, listen,
He's not wearing the cap, that's why.
Exactly, it's the cap.
Yeah, they actually look different with that
It's
hat
the cap.
on. All right, that was a tough one. That was a tough one. All right, football is back. Rams and Chargers have kicked off their preseasons, and both teams have great expectations. Something both could end up in the Super Bowl. Rams know what it takes to get there. Chargers are the sleeper pick for many, but they have big question marks at running back. Will Melvin Gordon even suit up this season? And how much can Todd Gurley's knee handle this season? Plenty of questions surrounding both the Chargers and the Rams. So let's get some answers here. Nick, if Todd Gurley is only half the player he's been, are the Rams in trouble this season?
Absolutely not. I mean, half of Todd Gurley's better than no Todd Gurley at all, because if it wasn't for C.J. Anderson last season, their saving grace, the Rams might not have gotten that top seed that they've gotten and been able to make the Super Bowl. So I think they're better prepared. They know what they've gone through. I don't think they're going to have Gurley as extensive as they think they are. But also, too, you have a great running back in Darrell Henderson. I mean, and then you have the most creative mind offensively in Sean McVay.
Right.
You have all of those weapons. We talked to Cooper Kupp this week and said, hey, you know what? Cooper's like, hey, this is a four-headed monster, along with Robert Woods, along with Brandon Cooks and those guys. So you have a plethora of weapons between Tyler Higbee, Gerald Everett, and so forth. I mean, they have enough to get the job done.
Mike, if Gurley's half?
I'll say this, a plethora of weapons, the most creative mind in the Super Bowl. They scored, 13 points? I mean, that's the last time we saw the team with a hobbled Todd Gurley. Not that they can't turn it around, but I have to... Coach
it's
McVay.
Bill Belichick, man.
I'm just
serious?
saying, McVay is confident to the point of cocky. I want to see if he can learn from what happened and develop the team around a different focal point, because Todd Gurley's been a great security blanket for the team. Can they do it without him?
Well, no, they can't do it without him because
they may have to.
But he's the focal of the offense. Maybe not, because even if you give Todd Gurley less snaps and split the snaps between Todd Gurley and Henderson, and then you spread the ball out as far as airing it out, because you do have a nice O-line, but also at the same time you do have wide receiver weapons that can get the job done, and that's what you're looking for.
All right, equal time. Talked about the Rams. Let's talk about the Chargers.
Yeah.
If Melvin Gordon is not there, is he going to be the biggest problem the Chargers have this season?
I think so, but I think Melvin Gordon will suit up at some point. I'm confident to think that he will. I think that Melvin Gordon is a team guy. I think he gets a bad rap for being kind of the selfish guy. Oh, he's holding out. No, this is a business decision. He's doing what's best for him. Mind you, he's getting $5.6 million for this year. And then he's up for a new deal. If anything happens this season, we know how much punishment running backs take. He can't get that new deal. So I don't blame him in the least. I think they have a nice backup with JJ, and they have a nice backup with Austin Eckler.
If he doesn't suit up, will the Chargers go as far as most people think they will?
I think with Austin Eckler nipping at his heels, he's going to cave at some point. It's just not sensible for them to do that. And the real issue is the O-line, no matter who the running back is.
That's correct. All right, time for you guys to run through our gauntlet. Ready?
Let's go.
5 questions, 2 minutes. It's time for rapid fire.
All right, the NCAA released new criteria for agents representing college athletes testing the waters for the NBA draft. Among the requirements, you must have a college degree. LeBron James and others took issue since his agent, Rich Paul, never graduated from college. 2 minutes on the clock. Think the NCAA is doing something shady here, guys?
Absolutely. It's the NCAA for crying out loud. Not only is this a bad rule, but it is racist. It has racist implications because yes, we dub it the Rich Paul rule, but look at other agents like a Nicole Lynn, like other agents behind Rich Paul that are coming up and coming into the fold. This is a block. Why is it basketball? Why are we not doing this for NCAA hockey? Why are we not doing this for NCAA baseball? Because we know the elements that dwell between football and basketball, and they're trying to break that cycle.
LeBron is upset. Do you agree?
Look, we all know you can't succeed without a college degree. You might turn out like a Rich Paul or a Bill Gates or a Steve Jobs.
Exactly. All right, NBA came out with their all-decade team. Kobe Bryant, not on the first team, not on the second team. Kobe is third team all-decade. Right or slight?
It's a huge slight. First of all, I looked at the second team. You have Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, Carmelo Anthony, and you have the audacity, the gall to sit up here and say, "Oh, Kobe is barely third team." He's a better player in that era than those three I just mentioned. He should at least be second team.
Short-term memories, right?
Looking at that second team, Kobe's thinking, well, those guys don't have rings, and I do. I don't mind being here.
And he has more points.
Lakers and Clippers face off on opening night of the NBA season. Dodgers could also be hosting Game 1 of the World Series that night. If these two events happen simultaneously, only 3 miles apart, which one are you going to, Mike?
I'm going to pull a Mrs. Doubtfire, get tickets and uniforms for both teams, and just go back and forth all night. I'm going to catch both of these games.
With the traffic?
Yeah, good luck with that. You got.
I'll walk.
I'll walk. Okay.
You can use a scooter. You can get on a line.
Yeah,
I'll grab a bird.
Kobe's shopper. It's right next door, so you never know. But I would. That's a tough question.
Which one do you want?
You know what? Depending on who the Dodgers are playing, I might go to the World Series. But then again, if they're not playing the team who I think they should play, then I might be at
I think I'd go for the World Series as well. More important game. All right, Magic Johnson is on his annual European yacht vacation. This time, LL Cool J and Rodney Peete made the guest list. Who else should be part of Magic's yacht club?
My man, Fred Roggin. Why not Fred? Fred is LA, just like Magic.
I thought you were going to say Rob Pelinka or something.
Nah. In respect to Rob Pelinka, but I don't think so.
Mike, who should be on
Give
that?
me David Copperfield, David Blaine, the Ghost of Harry Houdini. Let's make it all Magic. All Magic on that boat.
I think Nick and Mike should be there as well.
Oh, I think so. And then you know what? Snoop. I think Snoop should be there too.
For sure. You know what? He'll bring the party
Snoop belongs
favors.
before me.
All right,
yeah,
Nick, Mike, nice work.
Thank you.
Thanks.